Hi, and welcome to the Shrewsbury Biscuit car series, brought to you in partnership with Greenhous Shrewsbury. Now today we are at one of Shrewsbury's best kept secrets, and really everyone should know about it. Of course, we are at Hencote with the beautiful 2024 Nissan Juke. I cannot get over the beauty of this place that is just hidden a stone's throw away from Shrewsbury town. The endless vineyard encapsulates as it rolls down this very important slope. The restaurant is glam, spotless, and as picturesque as it gets. You expect a bar set in a vineyard to have everything you need, and this place does have it all, including an opportunity to sample the products at the wine shop. My guide today, Thomas Corbett, showed me around outside in this stunning balcony area that has one of the best views in Shropshire. So let's go and find someone to speak to about this amazing place and what it does. So today I am at Hencote in Shrewsbury, and I'm with my good friend Thomas Corbett. How are you?
Very well. Lovely to see you as always.
Thank you so much for inviting us along today on such a beautiful day. I've recorded the skyline that you can see right now.
It's stunning. It is. It's absolutely to die for.
You've been like, this is right in the middle of Shrewsbury. Like Coton Hill's just there. Like you wouldn't believe that this was hidden right here in Shrewsbury.
Oh yeah.
And it's a vineyard.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't associate Shrewsbury with wine now, do you?
Well, to be honest, in the same way, you wouldn't really, unless you knew anything about wine, you wouldn't really associate England with wine. You think about England, there's always rain, cold, miserable. You know, we grow excellent things, etc. in the UK, but wine? And then when you actually say we grow wine in Shropshire, and not just here, there's about 7 other sites around the county, and there's some really excellent wines being grown. So it's something that's really quite exciting. And again, we are a real hidden treasure, and it's just letting people know about us, really, and showing off. Again, as Alex has said, he's put the view up, and it is absolutely superb. When you say about Coton Hill, looking across towards the Brown Clees, you've got Caer Canadoc in the background, you've got all the sites of Shrewsbury, from the castle, you've got the maltings, you've got all the churches. You never tire of this view. I do not think there's a better view in Shrewsbury.
Now you've got a history of wine. You've been working in and around wine for a while.
I have.
Where does Hencote stand in I guess the hierarchy of wine creators in the UK?
I mean it's one of those things, especially when you think about English wine. There's no real sort of definition of what that is. So the real exciting thing for us is the fact we can turn around and go, we've got a real blank slate in terms of we can choose what we want to do, how innovative we can be about it, different styles of aging the wines, making the wines, different blends. You know, we have some.
It's okay. The van can be there.
The van can be there.
This just goes to show that this place is a functioning place.
This is the joy about it. I mean, if anybody's actually ever been to vineyards around the world, we are a working winery. We do actually all the wines on site, harvested, blended, bottled on site, so we don't send anything off. So that means we have full control over. We're trying to make a premium product, and it's something where, you know, you'd look at the amount of fantastic food, other drinks in the county. We're talking about food miles, that eco footprint. We're making something that if you want a glass of red wine, glass of rosé, glass of white, fizzes, etc., you've got real options in the county. You haven't got to go far for.
And how long has this place been producing wine for?
Since about the 2010s.
2010, so fairly new then. And how? Like, I know you're new to this place, but I mean, you've been like I said, you've been in and around wine for a while.
Yeah.
How long does it take to perfect a batch of wine?
Certainly, I think the style of wine and what you want to make. I mean, when people come here, they say, "Oh, did you choose what sort of wines you want to make?" And it's always that thing of we've got to work with the soil. At the end of the day, wine is an agricultural product, and that's the really exciting thing. Again, everybody in Shropshire knows someone who's a farmer.
And soil can be a bit of a diva, can't it?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we're so lucky here that the soil types are superb. Below us is the actual old River Severn bed, so about hundreds of years ago, thousands of years ago, the original River Severn ran from Welshpool and cut across the north side of the town. So you've got it's a lovely side of scientific interest, gives us great drainage soils, etc.
Is that before the Victorians engineered the Severn to go a different way?
Yeah, might have. But the other thing is we're talking about the Ice Age, and we know this site, again, we'll walk a bit of this later, and the angle of the slope, it's very steep. Cut out by a glacier, and as the glacier came through, it cut out left sandstone, so all of our middle section of the vineyard is covered in a deep shop. It's like being at the beach, and that all these different soils actually make the wines better. We can only make wines with what we can have from the soil. It's treating the soil with respect. Again, wine is an agricultural product. It's making sure that what we do, we treat with respect. We make the best quality wine we can. You know, we could, if we want to have an extra 20,000 tonnes worth of grapes produced here. We don't. We make quality products that we think everybody should be really proud of.
So Hencote wine is powered by both history, geography and science.
Oh yeah, very much so. I mean, we are a Shropshire producing company, therefore one of our wines has to be called Evolution, because there has to be a Charles Darwin reference. I mean, we can see Shrewsbury School, both the original Elizabethan and then the modern Shrewsbury School from here as well. So it's lovely to tie in those little bits of Darwin, because you kind of have to. And another thing, before the Stevens' family bought the estate, people know the Hencote site as being a monkey sanctuary, a monkey zoo.
Really?
Yeah, it was.
So what it was?
People came here and pet and fed the monkeys. They also came here and did some tobogganing and down some fantastic slopes. So we've got a really nice
monkeys,
history.
tobogganing and wine.
Exactly.
And is it Hencote or Hencote?
Well, this is the thing.
Is it a Shrewsbury thing?
Yeah, once again, you can tell you're from Shropshire because it is one of those things. I'm saying Hencote. It comes from the Anglo-Saxon, hen coat, chicken farm, hen coat on a hill. So we think that's roughly, I mean, the first listed of this place is in the Domesday Book. So we know there's history going back. This has always been a site of agriculture since that time, since the Norman invasion. We think there's Romano presence down the bottom because this is actually a day sailing up from Vericonium. So we think there's a little bit of Roman here. We know there's lots of history of the site, little bits that we piece together. And it's just lovely that its current iteration is making some fantastic wines.
Oh, it's amazing. And can people come and visit this place and have a walk around and stuff?
Oh, yeah.
Do like classes and more tasting and stuff?
Exactly. So obviously, I mean, the view itself is always well worth a visit. But we do run tours every day of the week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesdays at 2 o'clock, and then the rest of the week we have a full tour schedule, and we can pay tours with cheese boards. We do a full tasting of our wines, 5 of our best wines, so we can give you a real sense and flavour of what we produce here. And then we also do roast dinners in the restaurant, so you can have a tour, a roast dinner on a Sunday. We've got a fantastic restaurant producing some really high quality food. Nice, again. We've got the harvest tours coming up later in the year, so if you have a look at our website for those, and that's where we'll actually be able to do some barrel sampling, which is always a treat, trying the berries, the grapes from the vine, and that's something that, again, usually you only get to do in France, but we can do that here. We do as much as possible to try and again, we've been at the food festival recently. We're trying to do as much as possible to let people know about this fantastic site that is just such a delight to be at.
And the site,
especially on a day like today.
Yeah, on a day like, I mean, like,
you've picked the day.
The rare days where the sun is out, because you've got a teepee over there, which is nice and shaded. You've got nice areas where you can sit out and enjoy, and so you can have like your Sunday dinner, a glass of wine, enjoy the view, and have a nice walk.
How can I put it? We're talking about food miles. You know, you've got wine produced just below you. You've got lots of local food and veg. We've got a vegetable garden on site. That as much as possible try and do things that are biodynamic, so all of our waste products that we don't use in terms of greenery goes into the compost, which goes onto our vegetable patch. It's all things that we can do to make as much as possible. We're trying to promote, again, slow food, all these environmental things we can do to try and make a better product.
And what does this place add economically directly to Shrewsbury? Is there lots of like independent sellers that sell this wine? Does it kind of give back to the town and the county? We
try and do as much as we can with all those things. So we are obviously a family-run company, which is always, I think, fantastic to work for.
It's in the family.
It is in the family, and that is the nicest thing about it. And we do deal directly with, you know, Shropshire wine merchants. They're again family-owned. We deal with local restaurants. Usual sort of farm shops and the like, and it's trying to keep, you know, we're making a production value that a lot of it is sold through cellar door, but we're slowly getting there as the climate's improving. I mean, this is a lovely little start. We're actually in a bit of a microclimate here, so because we've got the hills around us, Hormond, the Wrekin, and over towards the Longmynd, Shropshire is actually quite a warm place anyway.
Because the relief rainfall, it kind of drops it all on the hills before it comes to us.
And it saves you from suffering with storms. But the average temperature of Shrewsbury all year round is about 13 degrees. Up here we're about 13.7.
Nice.
So we're actually 0.7. And I know it doesn't sound like much, but that extended growing season, that extended little bit more temperature, just means we can ripen. I mean, to think, and this is one more for the wine geeks out there, but to think you can have Pinot Noir in the UK growing, making an excellent, fantastic red wine is a real achievement. And
I think that 0.5 of a degree is like, it's so like, so Hencote is Shrewsbury's Talacra. We can come here and sunbathe.
Honestly, there are days. I mean, when I started here, I didn't have a tan, and now
you're sufficiently tanned.
I'm browning nicely.
Time to take a look at today's car. This is the 2024 Nissan Juke. It is jam-packed full of cool features. Look at this interior, it looks fantastic. There's also these cool Bose speakers built into the headrest for when you want to listen to tunes on the go. I didn't think they could make a Juke look any better, but they have. The dash is tidy, with everything you need squared away nicely. The Google Maps and Android connectivity was a nice touch for me personally. This car looks as good on the inside as it does on the outside. There is plenty of information at hand with just the flick of a button. With 3 different drive modes available, every journey will be unique. Trust me, when you find the one you like, it really makes a difference. I really don't think it matters which angle you catch this car at, it really is a stunner. I couldn't have picked a better pairing up for this episode, the beautiful 2024 Nissan Juke and Hencote. Both practical, both unique, both stunning. Right, so what I wanted to ask you, we're going to go into the second segment, is how does, so we used to like Spanish and French wines where they have this, hot culture, hot climate. Mm-hmm. How does the grapes here fare with the great British weather? I mean, you all know what I'm talking about.
Well, I mean, we are going through climate change. So the UK is warming up. We are having, it's doing various things. So not to get too technical with it, we are having warmer summers. We are having longer summers as well. We're also having later frosts. So there are various things we've got to deal with. There are what they call Northern European grape varietals, things that are more used to cold weather, Solaris, Sauvignon Blanc, etc. But because we've taken the choices of actually making more premium, more traditional wine varietals, we've got things like Chardonnay here, Pinot Noir, Pinot Meunier, the 3 major grapes of the Champagne producing region. Champagne itself, Epernay, is actually only about 12 degrees of an average year-long temperature. We're a degree warmer than Epernay.
Oh.
Which is, again, but because it's a lot more inland.
Not as bad as you think, gents and ladies.
But because they've got more of a settled, more of an inland climate can take a big part in how you can produce wines. Again, we've actually got a lot of things going for us. And because we've got the skills, our winemaker's been working in the wine trade for the last 35 years. He's been making wine for the last 25 years. We've got people with expertise who are making, and we're being really precise about what we want to make. We're making premium products that we think the site can give us of a high enough quality, and that's something that we think should be really excited by. The rest of the UK is producing, really high quality sparkling wines, high quality table wines, and that's fantastic. And we think that Shrewsbury, Shropshire shouldn't be left out of that. There are existing vineyards around Shropshire doing some brilliant work as well. And it's just nice that we can then, where a lot of vineyards will obviously have a production, they'll sell it, but don't quite have the infrastructure that we have to be able to do tours, to actually open up. We are really definitely not saying stop drinking the Spanish, stop drinking the South African.
I'm saying, look, stick to Shropshire.
No. Because wine is wonderful, and all around, different food pairings, etc. It's fantastic. But the bit that I think should be really, again, there's other sites around Shropshire that, they make cider from apples in their own apple orchard on site. When you look at some places, their food miles are less than 2-3 miles. We're not saying that you must only now drink Shropshire wine all over the county. But what we are saying is, it's something different, it's something as an alternative. This is something fantastic. Get really inspired by, something to try. It's a lovely experience to come up here for the view alone. Let's be honest, again, I keep going back to it, but what a view. But also some amazing wines, and it's something just brand new to try and to be really enthused about.
I'm friends with Ed Curry. He's the creator of the Ghost Pepper Chili. Right? And,
okay.
We've made content in the past, and one of the things he talks about is that he likes to experiment and try to make chilies as hot as he can, not just for eating, but more for medical research, because he does a lot with Parkinson's disease and lots of medical research. Can you cross-pollinate a grape? Can you experiment and try with different variations? And does Hencote do that?
So we have our own rootstock that we clone and we make different things in. And not to get too technical with it all, but yes, roughly, yes, we can do stuff like that. We are very careful in terms of what we're planting. We're looking for quality always over quantity. So we're looking for the best that we can do. You know, when the first hobby vineyard was planted, the wine wasn't brilliant.
No,
no, that was in the.
That's an age-old tale, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
I made gin. It was awful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then we tried again, and what we did is we went and spoke to viniculturists, geologists, and surveyed the entire site. So we went through, we worked right. This is high quality land for these grapes. This is high quality land for those grapes. Poor quality. Weirdly, to make a sparkling wine, you need poor quality grapes because you need higher acids. Oh. So you actually, if you look at all our steepest slopes, that's where all our table wines are grown. On our lowest, more gentle slopes, on our poorer soil, where all the sandstone is actually where we grow our sparkling wine.
So all you classy ladies out there drinking your Prosecco, check your grapes, yeah? Because you ain't that classy.
But that's the thing, that we look at it and we make sure we're doing the right thing. So each part of the estate, even if we've got bits that currently aren't planted, we know that in front of us one day might be Pinot Noir, especially. Over to our right hand side we know we've got Chardonnay that we can put in, and it's all these things that it's something that's a really exciting evolution, third reference. But it's a really exciting way that we can look at the site, we can make it better, and again, we're making a quality product because there's no defined idea of what English wine is. You know, okay, there's lots of great sparkling wine on the south coast, but when you say, if I was to say to you, what would let's say a Spanish red wine taste like? You'd go, I roughly know, you know, really nice fruit flavours, bit of jamminess, etc., all these different things. When you talk about English wine to people, a lot of people immediately go, we don't do that, don't heard of it. But even if they have, they go, I'm not done it. Is it good? Is it quality? Because we can have that conversation with people, we can go, actually it is quality, these are good wines, and they're things to be proud of. And when we do blind tastings with people, they're really taken aback that actually how good the wines are. And especially, I think the nice thing we're doing is when we're making wines, I mean, you're saying about your Prosecco lovers, we're making wines that first and foremost are for an English clientele. We know what we like drinking. We know what we want. You know,
yes, we
wines
do.
With food, with friends, on nice days, out in the garden, or with excellent food and a barbecue, all these things. And we're making wines that are of the best quality, but are not overcomplicated. You're not worrying about all these different stuff. You're just making the best you can that's right for the people who want to drink it.
Well, brilliant. What I'm going to do is I'm going to invite one of the guys that makes the wine and looks after these plants here, and we're going to speak to him about what he does. But Thomas, thank you so much for chatting to me today.
In a bit.
It's always good seeing you, and we're big supporters of Shrewsbury Town. So I'll see you in the
for our sins.
I'll see you in the stand, my friend. Yeah. So that was Tom. Would you like to introduce yourself, sir?
Yes, I'm Gavin Patterson. I'm the winemaker here at Hencote since the first vintage in 2018. Here I look after the vineyards and also the winery and all production matters regarding wine.
So you look after these plants from when they're very babies right to the point that they're producing grapes that you can use for wine, yeah?
That's right, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How difficult is that in this British climate to take a plant and make sure it survives the winters and the summers, and to make sure that it produces grapes that you're happy with?
Well, one thing I learnt in coming to the UK as an experienced viticulturalist is that everything loves to grow in this climate, and grapevines are very forgiving plants. They are adaptable to many different situations, and when you've got a plant that is happy to grow, when you're applying your experience on how to enable it, you can then get it to perform. And so here, with the fact that we get abundant growth, we're able to grow very healthy plants that are able to sustain themselves in this wet and cool climate, and prevent disease, and because they are physically healthy.
We're so lucky to have this patch of grass, this land, should I say, like just hidden away, and it is just a beautiful spot. Do you think like this spot is the perfect place for wine? Because like the way the hill sort of slopes up, do you feel like you can grow this place anywhere, or do you think like this place is where it has to be? Do you know what I mean? The environment?
I know exactly what you mean. It is essential that you have a slope is my belief. With any vineyard in the UK, if you're looking to produce top quality grapes for wine. The reason being is that we tend at such a northern latitude, our light intensity is relatively low for a grapevine which is used to a much more intense light coming from a Mediterranean situation naturally. And then the heat aspect as well. You need your land angled to the sun so that you can maximize the amount of heat on the grapevine, which is traditionally a more used to growing in arid parts of the world. So it is important that we have a slope, and here at Hencote we have a northwesterly facing slope, and this is the reason why we're able to produce.
So this land is unique.
For a range of wines that we can get decent quality from.
And what do you enjoy the most out of this job? What's the thing that makes you like, oh, I love doing what I do?
Well, the fact that I think it is the fact that we've been able to produce, consistently produce award-winning wines across our range, every vintage that we have produced here at Hencote since 2018. I think that gives us the best sense of achievement as a team.
This place is wonderful, and these plants, if you're the guys that are working really hard to make sure that these plants look as good as they are, this is testament to your work, my friend. You're doing a really, really good job, and I wish you the best in the future. Is there anything that you would like, anybody watching this? Can people go and grow their own wine? Can people try this? Like, people try and make their own gin and stuff, or do you this is it? This is what you have to do.
You don't have to do this. There's a lot of, as we call them, garagist winemakers around the world. There's a degree of understanding and skill that you would apply to really achieve quality, but to be able to get a consistent amount of wine off a few vines every year, it is achievable.
Let's just come to Hencote, buy some wine.
I agree.
That's the point I was getting at. Thank you very much for chatting to me today. So there we have it, another great edition of a fantastic vlog at a fantastic place, and our third episode of the car series brought to you in partnership with Greenhous. I had an amazing time walking around with Tom, looking at the different wines, how things were produced. We had a look backstage at some of the processes. The car is just beautiful. It really does fit with the setting. We had a lot of fun doing the interview. Just make sure you guys pop into Hencote, take a look at the grounds and enjoy yourself, be a part of this fantastic place. And if you want the Juke, make sure you check out Greenhous Shrewsbury.